What's up, guys, and welcome back to Project Time Garage. This is our free 1987 Toyota truck. And if you don't know anything about the free 87 Toyota we picked up, then click the link up here, learn all about it. So this little gem doesn't idle anymore. When we first got the thing running, it ran really well, and it did good for about 2 or 3 days. And then went out to start it up one morning, and it would quit at idle. Now it runs fine on partial throttle and wide open throttle and just cruising up and down the driveway. Runs fine. It's got to be carburetor, obviously. So let's delve into this thing and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Disclaimer, I know nothing about Toyota trucks. I've never worked on a 22R or RE engine in my life. But I do know carburetors, I understand fuel systems, I've got a firm grasp on all that. So we're gonna try to use what knowledge we have, fix this thing. Let's get started. First, let me kind of run you down what I've already done so you'll understand where I'm coming from. So this is a carbureted truck. What do we know about carburetors? There's generally 2 circuits involved. There's a pilot circuit or an idle circuit. That circuit is responsible for delivering fuel through the carburetor and into the engine when the throttle blades are closed, right? Usually that transfer slot exists right up underneath the butterflies. So when we close those, it starts to pull fuel through that circuit to keep the truck at an idle. Then there's the main circuit. The main circuit is responsible for delivering more fuel whenever we're on partial or wide open throttle. More vacuum, more fuel, that kind of thing. Since this truck runs well at partial and wide open throttle, then I believe we're dealing with either an idle circuit issue or maybe we have a massive vacuum leak, right? In my troubleshooting so far, I've gone ahead and got the truck running and sprayed everything I can with brake cleaner, flammable brake cleaner, looking for a vacuum leak. I can't find a vacuum leak, so I don't think that's the issue. Again, not knowing the Toyota 22R and not knowing their little idiosyncrasies, I'm not sure if there's some common thing that goes wrong with these or not. I suspect kind of maybe could be EGR, right? Could be one of those little electrical solenoids on the side of the carburetor. One of those electrical solenoids has to do with anti-dieseling. It basically interrupts fuel flow through the pilot circuit whenever you turn the key off to prevent the engine running on and clanking after you turn the key off. Anti-dieseling. I don't know what Toyota calls it, but that's what it does. I've checked that. I've got 12 volts at it. It does click. I actually ran it with that thing completely out of it and just plugging that hole. Same thing. So I no longer suspect that to be a problem. So I'm narrowing it down. So let's go to the truck. Let's do a little more troubleshooting and see if we can figure out maybe where this problem lies. See you there. First things first, let's get the air cleaner assembly off the thing. Whoops, always forget one. So there's our carburetor. All right, this is that anti-dieseling solenoid that I was talking about. It just basically screws itself in right here, and it gets in that idle circuit. And that thing has a wire that runs through here, all the way down through here, and to this green connector. It also has all the other wires for like the electric choke and the thingy-mabobber. So I gotta figure out what that thing is. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the truck up and we're gonna spray a little bit of maybe carbon choke cleaner or something here and see if the truck keeps running at idle when we're doing that. If it does, then we've basically proven to ourselves that it's inadequate fuel flow at idle, and that starts to lead us a little further down the pilot jet or idle jet road. So let me get you set up, we'll do that. All right, I'm gonna remotely start this truck from the starter relay, but I have the front wheels chocked with humongous wheel chocks. I have the transmission in neutral, and I also have the transfer case in neutral. And I've double, triple, and quadruple checked that because I don't want to lose a leg or a life or a garage or whatever. So if you're doing this, be careful. To remotely start one of these, starter relay is located right over here. The pigtail that comes up from the engine harness, you're looking for the black and white wire, black wire with a white stripe. I'm just going to take a little thing that I made there for other purposes. I'm going to probe right into this thing, hook up my my alligator lead to it, and the other end of my alligator lead, I'm just going to bump it to the positive of the battery terminal, and that should start the truck. So let's hear its problem. I'm going to have to help it, I guess. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm holding it open a little bit, so I'm going to let go. And it's actually going to run now. So it does this occasionally. Oh, there it goes again. Let's see. Well, there you go. It's running great. All it needs is a camera on it all the time. I do have a stumble, or actually I have a bog right off throttle. Listen. I believe it's idling too high too. I'm going to try to idle it down some. That sounds a lot better. Now if it'll just keep running. Well, now it's running perfect. What the heck? Well, it's one day later, and it started acting up again this morning. So this problem comes and goes. Now maybe I can show you what it's actually doing. That. And right there, no gas at all in the system. Give it a couple of pumps. As soon as I let go, it's done. Since this problem comes and goes and this seems pretty intermittent, I wonder if there isn't something in the pilot circuit and the idle circuit that maybe is getting lodged. The time has come to pull the top of the carburetor and see what the bowls look like. Let's get busy. say, maybe we should have pulled the fuel line loose first. Down in the bowl is really not too bad. I see a little bit of what might be some debris. We're going to clean that up too. I expected it to look like the bottom of a fish tank, but it doesn't. What I am going to do next is I'm going to pull out down here this idle mixture screw, and I'm going to shoot some carb cleaner in it and some compressed air. I'm curious to see which one of these is the idle passageway. There's our needle. Here's our throttle body cleaner. Looks like that's our idle passage right there. Let's give it a little squirt. Oh, it's dirty. It's so dirty. It's so dirty. Okay, I'm gonna get all that mess out of there. It's filthy. Clean that bowl out a little bit here. Watch your eyes. I'm telling you, this solenoid right here, I kind of do suspect it a little bit, maybe, possibly. This problem is really, really intermittent. It just seems to me that it's so intermittent it might be electrical. Okay. That's about as clean as that's going to get. Bottom of the bowl is absolutely pristine now. Realizing 100% that this is not a replacement for taking the carburetor off, breaking it down, and soaking it overnight in the ultrasonic. But hey, we're just lazy enough to make this happen. Back together we go. I guess we're to that point in the program where we try to start the thing back up and see what we've done, if anything. I have no idea what happened to my camera. It just cut off in the middle of tuning this thing. Suffice it to say that I was able to get the idle mixture screw 3.5 turns out, like Toyota recommends. I've got my base idle set at 750 RPMs, but I'm probably going to turn that up just a little bit. Seems too low to me, but 750, 3.5 turns, it's idling well. It doesn't mean anything because it was idling well yesterday. So only time will tell if we've actually fixed this or not. But for now, I think we may have. Appreciate you watching.